Hello everybody. We're going to talk about frequency adverbs. What is a frequency adverb? It's a word that helps us be more specific about the frequency of the actions. It is not necessary in a sentence, but it gives you a better idea of how often something happens. Usually when you have a question like, how often do you can answer with a frequency adverb. Yes, because what they are asking you is the frequency. Okay, so you can express frequency adverbs from always to never, depending on the regularity of the action. So if you say, I always take the bus to school, means 99.9 of the times you take the bus to school, it happens, okay? So always is represented by 100%. She is usually early to class. It's a little lower, maybe a 90%, the majority of the time. We often go to the movies, very, very frequent, maybe 80%. They sometimes visit us, is not very frequent. Hardly ever. My mom hardly ever goes to bed early. It doesn't happen very much. Okay, it happens, but not very often. Okay, so how do you use frequency adverbs? A frequency adverb always goes in the middle of the sentence, but you have to identify the verb. So in the first sentence, my verb is take. I use the frequency adverb before the verb. I always take the bus to school, or maybe another option. I usually take the bus to school. I often take the bus to school. I sometimes take the bus to school. It depends on the frequency. Here, she is usually early to class. Early is not a verb. My verb is to be, is. So when your principal verb is the verb to be, the frequency adverb goes after. Okay? So if you have an action like cook, clean, sing, dance, play, you have to use it before. But if your verb is the verb to be, am, is, are, the frequency adverb goes after. Okay? So the same thing happens with go, with visit, with goes, and with drinks. They are action verbs, so the frequency adverb goes before. Okay? Only when you have the verb to be, am, is, are, the frequency adverb goes after. Okay. Now, another thing that you have to consider is that frequency adverbs are not necessary in the sentence, but they give you a better idea of the frequency. But in the case of never, never is a negative adverb, completely negative. So in this case, if your sentence is, Katie doesn't drink coffee, in a normal negative sentence, Katie doesn't drink coffee. If you use never, never is negative. So my verb has to be in third person. You have to be careful. Katie never drinks coffee because I don't have this auxiliary anymore. When I have this auxiliary, it's not necessary to convert drinks into third person. But because now I don't have does, I have never, I need that third person, okay? It's necessary. Katie never drinks coffee. Okay, so if the question is, how often do you? How often do you go to the movies? I usually go to the movies on Saturdays. It means not every Saturday, but the majority of Saturdays. I sometimes go to the movies, not very frequent, but it happens. I never go to the movies